All right. On that note, I will now sacrifice this Timbit to the podcasting gods so that hopefully they will sing in Jim and I about Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Jude.
That's right, folks. We got out of The Odyssey a while ago.
It's like filming The Odyssey.
It is. Here's the logline I wrote for Jim. Odysseus, waylaid by bad luck and bad choices, struggles to return to Ithaca, to his wife, his son, his very throne. But what will he find there after he has been gone so long? That work for you?
Sure, yeah. I was sort of a Carol Burnett. Odysseus, waylaid by bad wind. And then you make 20 minutes of fart jokes. But
yeah, Christopher Nolan went a different direction.
Yes, yeah.
Jim, give us your spoiler-free take.
Yeah, I mean
on this film based on a story that has been around in written form, one form or another, for 2,700 years, give or so.
Those tablets before you go. For a 3-hour movie, I was looking forward to it. It was not something like I was dreading, which some might. It was easy to watch. It was quick. It had momentum. It was
quick for a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, and it grabbed your attention. So I did have one bathroom break. Somebody said, if I did have a bathroom break, I don't know where I would break for it, like logically. There's no like throwaway scenes or slow parts. Talked as a day on the beach, and I ran for the exit. Yeah, I know it was very interesting. Stack cast, visually arresting. There was a few ticky-tack things that I sort of, whatever. If it was me filming this thing after all my hit movies, I might do it a bit differently. But it was pretty engaging. I was thinking about this earlier, kind of a perfect summer movie. Like, it's the one that people are talking about. It takes you to another place, and people are going to be referring to this for a long time.
What you said earlier is while it's a big movie, it's a big summer movie, it's also a smart one. It's an adult film.
Yes, very much, And it's not a cartoon, I was watching Dan Merle, and he's like, it's the largest opening for a live action movie.
Also not a Marvel movie, well, at the same time, we were in a late show, a Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m., and the theater was half full.
Yeah.
And as you were saying earlier, the kids.
Yeah.
They were there for it. Yeah. No, it was great to see the casting choices. Yeah, you can tell what I thought of them, but anything you want to add to that?
Nolan's a guy who sticks with the people that he trusts. And like a lot of directors, they have people that they like to work with.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because he gives them different things to do.
Yeah.
They're not the same in every movie. And then sometimes their roles are expanded and sometimes they're contracted, whatever. But this is the first time he's had Matt Damon as a lead, for instance, even though he's worked with him a couple times before. So it was neat to see I didn't know Mia Goth was in it, for instance.
Yeah.
Good cast.
There's this moment where Anne Hathaway as the long-suffering Penelope, literally trying to hold the fort at Ithaca as her son grows up, as the suitors, like locusts, eating her out of house and home. She is standing there in this royal blue dress with the big brocaded choker thing, holding Odysseus's bow. And even though I saw it in the trailer, and it's part of the promo stills that you see floating around, that moment in the theater, I was just like, bam.
Yeah.
That's a movie star. This is a movie moment. I'll remember this. This will be permanently attached to my memory of this movie. And that is because it was earned.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder does a lot of great moments, but because they're so unearned, they feel try-hardy and kind of lame and cringy. Yeah, not Nolan.
Yeah.
One of the things for me, Jim, we've talked about this before, as a matter of fact, perhaps half an hour ago, except I screwed up the audio. one of the great things about doing this podcast with you, about some of the opportunities we've had, including getting my ass schooled to me by the writer and director of Flashback, Caroline Vigneault, about a filmmaker's choices versus historical accuracy. I've now learned that historical accuracy, fidelity, faithfulness to the source material, they are not important in themselves. I mean, the guy's not doing a paper on the Trojan War, nor is he filmed this 2,700-year-old book.
Yeah.
So we get to apply some historical materialism, folks. Cue the eye roll for Jim,
No.
as Karl Marx would say.
The shoulder slump.
Karl Marx would argue that each era, each epoch in its art and its culture and its values represents those of the ruling class. And much like the Greek world that not only is the epic poem speaking about, but the world it was being written in was going through big changes. We are going through one of those now. And so I was kind of excited to see how Nolan was, the choices he was going to make, that by letting go of historical accuracy and fidelity to the source material, it's like an invitation to take those two things and to see the choices Nolan made, to adapt it to our time. Because I do think this film is speaking to our time. Like any history movie, like any science fiction movie, it's really talking about us. You had mentioned something earlier. How do you see Nolan's particular angle?
He's an English guy, but this film feels very American coded. The voices are sort of default American. Mm-hmm. Nobody's doing the old I Claudius Pommy accent of the Brits.
Even Samantha Morton.
Lupita's got a flatter sort of accent. I don't think that's a coincidence that they're American. This is about the disruption of the world, and we're currently living in the world where the disruptor figure is seen by a certain sphere as being sort of heroic. In this one, the world is getting punished for their, what was the phrase? Was the destroying the thin bond between people, or something to that effect? Is that there's not a lot of us keeping us together. There's the rules of Zeus, that you be kind to strangers, that you feed travelers, that you treat beggars with respect.
Yeah.
And all those are changing. And some of them by virtue of the fact, some of the stunts that Odysseus pulls, including the Trojan horse, he feels he's being sort of punished for taking those things so lightly, going against everything in order to, it was successful, but at what cost?
Yeah.
And so I think this is a real argument against might for its own sake, and that there will be a payment, I think. And so I very much think this is sort of a warning to the current day and age.
You know what? I'd maybe go a little further. It is interesting. The classicist Robert Garland argues that the epic poem was kind of a nostalgia for a greater time, of a more heroic time, and that maybe the Greeks were only just now recovering from when we were truly great. But I would argue that all of Nolan's work, we like to think of him as he's about time, and I think he plays with that. But whether it's Inception or Memento, or you think of Gotham in the Batman movies, even Interstellar, this idea of a past that is rewritten and is looked back to with a nostalgia, but also a something edited and recreated, and so I think there's that going on here too.
That's hit the nail on the head there. The impossible thing is that, theoretically, before watching this, we should go back and watch all of his movies, in the 48 hours preceding, but that's impossible, right?
I'm happy I was able to listen to the spoken word version of like Emily Wilson's Odyssey before this, and a whole great courses thing on ancient Greece.
There you go. I should have, but no, I just plowed right into it.
And it holds up for that.
Yeah.
But you do see even some of his choices as kind of historical anachronisms in the film, I think, are very much on purpose to kind of speak to those themes.
Yeah.
Very much he's lamenting the scenario that we find ourselves in late capitalism. Unfortunately, yes, he is a man of the ruling class. He is bourgeois. And so, of course, he can only see the solution in the terms of, well, we got to get something missing back instead of, and I'm no MAGA guy, obviously, but instead of thinking, well, maybe this has run its course and we need to look at a new way of doing things.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Jim, we'll save that for the deeper dive.
Sure.
Christopher Nolan's adaptation of the Odyssey. Is it a see it or a skip it?
Go see it. Absolutely see it.
Theater as well?
In the theater, yeah. Specifically, as the biggest screen you can, like everyone is saying, but yeah.
Yeah, I might have to go see it again just to see it in IMAX. Yeah. We didn't see it in IMAX.
Might take my daughter.
Yeah, the same for me. See it in the theater. And like I was saying before, but I want to re-emphasize this, for all the grifters and the whiners and the just plain bigots talking about historical accuracy and that, instead of thinking about what is and isn't right, look at it as an invitation to do a deeper dive. Some links in the description. You could listen to Emily Wilson's adaptation or find another one and listen to the original. There's some great online courses you can take, especially if you got a library card. Great books out there. I've got a number in my TBR now. And an opportunity to also look at Christopher Nolan and think about how he is addressing the past and history in his own films. And those stories we tell ourselves about the past, which is really about our time now. This is an opportunity, not a book report.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, like and subscribe. Good night, everybody.
Right. Stay away from any caves. And if there's a fire burning, run the other way.
Yeah. This is the gods.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
You know what? Poseidon himself has said, really? You picked on Polyphemus? You, sir, lose your audio.
Violated the rules of Zeus.
I did. I was a bad guest, like a crappy suitor.